with that. Hare Krishna. Any questions or doubts so far? All right. So we will start with this format going forward. Okay. So now we'll start with Bhagavad Gita, first shloka today, and we'll read one shloka every day. Okay. And then followed by which we'll have a recap of the previous class, and then the book reading will continue. So we're starting the book Beyond Birth and Death today. Okay, it's a small book. It has only 5 chapters and very few pages, so we can easily complete the book within a month. Okay, Haribol. All right, so we'll start with the first shloka. Let me share my screen. Is my screen visible to all of you?
Yes, madam.
Okay, Haribol. Okay, so we're starting with the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Shloka 1. Okay, so chapter 1, what is the name of chapter 1? Bhagavad Gita, anyone knows?
Observing the armies.
Yeah,
Observing the armies.
Haribol Prabhuji, yeah. So observing the armies on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So this is basically like an introduction chapter. I'm sure all of you must would have attended the 18 days Bhagavad Gita course, right? So this chapter sets the context of the war, like when they're in the battlefield, the Pandavas and the Kauravas are standing on the opposite side. So this gives the context to everyone, and the confusions faced by Arjuna, the questions asked by him is what this chapter predominantly covers, and only from the second chapter, Lord Shri Krishna starts speaking. Right, so we'll start with the first chapter. So, text 1. Dhritarashtra uvacha dharmakshetre kurukshetre samaveta mamaka pandavaschaiva kim akurvata sanjaya. So, what is the meaning for this shloka? Dhritarashtra said, O Sanjaya, after my sons and the sons of Pandu assembled in the place of pilgrimage at Kurukshetra desiring to fight, what did they do? So Dhritarashtra kind of inquires Sanjaya here. So the purport also we'll read. So purport says Bhagavad Gita is the widely read theistic science summarized in the Gita Mahatmya, glorification of the Gita. There it says that one should read Bhagavad Gita very scrutinizingly with the help of a person who is a devotee of Sri Krishna and try to understand it without personally motivated interpretations. The example of clear understanding is there in the Bhagavad Gita itself, in the way the teaching is understood by Arjuna, who heard the Gita directly from the Lord. If someone is fortunate enough to understand the Bhagavad Gita in that line of disciplinic succession, without motivated interpretation, then he surpasses all studies of Vedic wisdom and all scriptures of the world. It is contained in other scriptures, but the reader will also find things which are not to be found elsewhere. That is the specific standard of the Gita. It is the perfect theistic science because it is directly spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna. The topics discussed by Dhritarashtra and Sanjaya, as described in the Mahabharata, form the basic principle for this great philosophy. It is understood that this philosophy evolved on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, which is a sacred place of pilgrimage from the immemorial time of the Vedic age. It was spoken by the Lord when he was present personally on this planet for the guidance of mankind. The word Dharmakshetra, a place where religious rituals are performed, is significant because on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, the Supreme Personality of Godhead was present on the side of Arjuna. Dhritarashtra, the father of the Kurus, was highly doubtful about the possibility of his son's ultimate victory. In his doubt, he inquired from his secretary Sanjaya, what did they do? He was confident that both his sons and the sons of his younger brother Pandu were assembled in that field of Kurukshetra for a determined engagement of the war. Still, his inquiry is significant. He did not want a compromise between the cousins and brothers, and he wanted to be sure of the fate of his sons on the battlefield. Because the battle was arranged to be fought at Kurukshetra, which is mentioned elsewhere in the Vedas as a place of worship, even for the denizens of heaven, Dhritarashtra became very fearful about the influence of the holy place on the outcome of the battle. He knew very well that this would influence Arjuna and the sons of Pandu favorably because by nature they were all virtuous. Sanjaya was a student of Vyasa, and therefore, by the mercy of Vyasa, Sanjaya was able to envision the battlefield of Kurukshetra even while he was in the room of Dhritarashtra. And so Dhritarashtra asked him about the situation on the battlefield. Both the Pandavas and the sons of the Dhritarashtra belong to the same family, but Dhritarashtra's mind is disclosed herein. He deliberately claimed only his sons as Kurus, and he separated the sons of Pandu from the family heritage. One can thus understand the specific position of Dhritarashtra and his relationship with his nephews, the sons of Pandu. As in the paddy field, the unnecessary plants are taken out. So it is expected from the very beginning of these topics that in the religious field of Kurukshetra, where the father of religion, Sri Krishna, was present, the unwanted plants like Dhritarashtra's son Duryodhana and others would be wiped out, and the thoroughly religious persons headed by Yudhishthira would be established by the Lord. This is the significance of the words Dharmakshetre and Kurukshetre, apart from their historical and Vedic importance. Hare Krishna. So that's about the first shloka of chapter 1. So today we've begun our Bhagavad Gita journey together. So, like this, we will read just one shloka every day. And the request to all of you is to make sure that you go back and reread the shloka. Try to, by heart the verse if possible, with the meaning clearly before you come for the next class. Just one shloka every day. So that way, eventually, within a month or within 2 months, we will get to see that we would have completed, a couple of chapters of Bhagavad Gita, and we would be thorough with the shlokas as well. So we'll do that together. It's a target I've taken for myself as well. So daily one shloka we'll have to by heart with the meaning and come for the next class. So that ways, within a week we'll by heart 7 shlokas. Within 30 days we'll by heart 30 shlokas. Right? So that's the objective. So we should all become Bhagavad Gita, like it said. That scripture has the essence of everything else. So if we get to know Bhagavad Gita in and out, pretty much we've got all the essence of all the other Vedic scriptures. So it's our duty to make sure that we keep reading Bhagavad Gita as much as possible, not only on days of Ekadashi. So let's take the simple target of just one shloka every day. Okay? Hare Krishna, everyone. Is it possible for all of us?
Yes,
Yes,
Mother.
Mother.
Hari bol. So nice. Wonderful. So we've done our shloka reading for today. So now we'll do a quick recap of the book we've completed, and then we will start our book, second book today. Okay. So I see some more devotees have joined. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you for joining in. Okay. So what's the name of the book we've completed?
Prabhupada,
Prabhupada, Messenger of the Lord.
Yeah, Prabhupada, Messenger of the
Supreme
Supreme.
Lord.
Hari Bol, Ekambar Prabhuji, Hari Bol, Matmanikam Prabhuji. Very nice. Okay, so I'm just going to ask you all a couple of questions. You can answer all of it, and then we will proceed to our next book. Okay, just some basic questions. So, what was the original name of Srila Prabhupada when he was born?
Abhay Charan Dev.
Abhay Charade, Hari Bol. And in which year was Srila Prabhupada born?
1896.
Hari bol, Muthumanikam Prabhuji. I would request all of you to participate. These are all very simple questions. I'm not asking anything complicated. All of you would be familiar, so please unmute and answer. Okay, so Prabhupada was born in which place in India?
Calcutta.
Kolkata.
Kolkata. Hari bol, Pushpamataji. Very nice. So 1896, September 1st, he was born in Kolkata. Okay. And what's the name of Srila Prabhupada's father?
Gaur Mohan De.
Gaurav Mohan De.
Haribol, Gaur Mohan De. And what was he? What was his dad doing?
Gold merchant.
No, he was a cloth merchant.
Cloth merchant, yeah, Haribol. You're right, Pushpa Mataji. He's a cloth merchant. And what's the name of Srila Prabhupada's mother?
Rajini.
Rajini, Haribol. Okay. And how did Srila Prabhupada get introduced? Who introduced Krishna to Srila Prabhupada?
His
Bhakti
father.
Siddhanta Saraswati.
Yes.
Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati.
No, Prabhuji. Who introduced Krishna is his father. His father was the one who introduced Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati is his first guru. But who introduced Krishna in his childhood is his father. Very nice. So, how did he get introduced? So, what does his father do? Like, is he a devotee or what? How did what he used to do? Anyone remembers?
He was a devotee and he offered him deities of Radha Krishna when he was around 6, 7, 8 years age.
Yeah. So, in the late night post work, he used to come. He used to worship the deities of Radha Krishna, the bell sound and everything Srila Prabhupada used to hear. And that's how his father was one. And he was a Vaishnavite as well as in, he was practicing like a Vaishnava. He was very impressed looking at his father doing all of this. And that's how he also got, interest towards that. And uh, okay. And when did Srila Prabhupada start doing Ratha Yatra?
The age of 5 first.
At what
Age of 5.
age? Age of 5. Haribol. Very nice. And okay. And what did Abhay Charan's mother want him to become
He
when he
wanted
grew
him
up?
to be lawyer.
Lawyer.
Advocate.
Yeah. Yeah. British lawyer, right? So that's what she wanted. Okay. And okay. Okay, Ratha Yatra was done. All right, then uh, what did Prabhupada become? What did he study?
BA.
Sorry, Prabhuji.
BA.
BA, okay. BA in what was his area of interest?
But he worked with chemical line.
Yeah, he ran his own pharmacy, right? He was doing, but he was very much interested in politics. He was a patriotic citizen. And who studied in Srila Prabhupada's college? One of the
Subhash Chandra
famous
Bose.
Bhakti.
Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose.
Subhash Haribol. Okay, and that's how he developed a lot of interest towards, uh, you know, politics and very inclined towards that. Okay, then how did he meet Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati?
One of his friend.
Yeah, one of his friend compelled him and took him right to meet. And what was his first impression of meeting Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, his guru that time?
He got at the right place. He was very influenced by the Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's teaching. He was different from the other spiritual person. And at the first meeting itself, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur told him to preach to the English people.
Hmm. Is to go to the West, and he also advised him to write a lot of books, right? So that was the instruction given by his guru. So in which year did he meet Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati?
1922.
1922.
33, sannyas.
1922 in Calcutta. Okay, right. And okay, after meeting Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, what happened to Srila Prabhupada? He moved to which place?
Allahabad.
Allahabad, Haribol. Okay, so there he was doing his pharmaceutical business, right? For 10 years he was staying there and he didn't have much touch with Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. And in which year did he get initiated?
1933. First
19,
initial.
1932 in Allahabad, Haribol.
1935.
32 he got initiated. Very nice. And uh, in 1935, when Srila Prabhupada met Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, what was the instruction given by his guru to him at Radhakund?
Print books and distribute books and
Yes.
give knowledge to all people. Krishna consciousness.
Haribol, yeah. He said, if you ever get money, print books, right? So that was the instruction he gave. Very nice. And Srila Prabhupada got married and he had sons also. Were they supportive to Srila Prabhupada in his spiritual uh, path?
Due to business laws, they don't support and they are not. They are away from them, away from Srila Prabhupada.
Yeah, they never supported Srila Prabhupada, right? They were completely against. And what was one incident which made Srila Prabhupada to quit his family and go? What exactly happened? What did his wife do?
His wife sold his Bhagavatam translation to a kawadi wala to buy just a packet of tea. So he asked her कि whether you want tea or me. So then she replied tea. Then at that moment he quit his family.
I would. Yeah, very true. That's what happened. Okay, very nice. And in 1950, he started something important. What was that? Some big initiative he took. What was that?
Back to God
League
admission.
of devotees in Jhansi.
Jhansi, yeah, Haribol, League of Devotees, right? He started that worldwide organization, League of Devotees, Jhansi, right? Okay. And when did he start distributing the Back to Godhead magazine? In which year?
1959 around.
1956. He started to distribute the Back to Godhead magazine, right? Haribol. And so, in which year he traveled abroad?
At the age of 69, around 70.
Yeah, so in the year 1965, right, he traveled abroad. So before traveling, how many books had he written?
Back to Godhead, Srimad Bhagavatam, 3 cantos.
3 volumes.
Journey of other planets also.
Yeah. And how did he go to the West? Through
By
what mode?
Jaladuda ship, merchant navy ship.
Sorry, Prabhuji?
India's
Merchant navy
Navy
ship.
Navigation Company.
Yeah, Jaladuta. Very nice. Okay. And while traveling, what happened to Srila Prabhupada? Did he face any challenge?
He got
He
two
faces
heart
two
attack.
heart attacks and
Yeah.
food problems, vomiting,
Hmm.
other things. Basically, health issues.
Yeah, a lot of health issues, right?
He
And
felt seasickness.
yes, Prabhuji. Very nice, very nice. And despite all of that, he went to. So, what was the first place he landed in the West?
Boston,
Colombo, Colombo, Sri Lanka.
Sorry, Prabhuji, voice is.
Boston,
Colombo,
Which place? Hare Krishna.
Colombo.
Okay.
In America, Boston.
Muthumanik Prabhuji, what will?
In America, it is Boston.
Yeah, Boston in America, right? Okay. And what was the first place where he stayed?
Butler, and then shifted to Bowery, that is 26th Avenue, 2nd Avenue.
Yes. So that's in which city?
That is in New York.
Yeah, New York, Haribo. Okay. And what, how did he start to get devotees there? What did he do?
First, he met Howard, that guy,
He
brought
used to do
dozen,
kirtan at the
Hmm.
dozen
Thompson
people,
Park.
and then started the Hare Krishna movement, the ISKCON society, like that he introduced, and then started 3 classes a week with them.
Okay. And you are right, Prabhuji. That happened at a slightly later stage. Pushpa Mataji, what were you saying?
He used to do kirtan at the Tompkins Square Park alone, and people
Hi.
were attracted by that Naam Kirtan only.
Kirtan, yeah. So two things he mainly did. One was Kirtan continuously, irrespective of whether people came or not. That is what attracted a lot of people. And other thing he started doing is serving food for whomsoever who came. So these were the things he did, which kind of attracted a lot of people there, right? And okay, and when he went in, he had written only 3 chapters of Srimad Bhagavatam. After that, in the next 12 years, how many books he wrote?
Srimad
40,
Bhagavatam up to 10th
40,
canto, and
Yeah.
Krishna book,
40, I think,
Back
40.
to God, that continues.
Yeah, so he'd written more than 60 books, okay, in the next 12 years. So that's the magic he created. And how many ISKCON centers he opened?
Around 108.
108, right? So that's the magic he created. And before leaving India, had he initiated anyone? Was there any disciple for Srila Prabhupada?
One disciple in Jhansi itself.
Yeah, one disciple, Haribol. And then in the next 12 years, he had initiated more than 4,000
4,000.
devotees. Yeah, so that's the magic which had happened. He did so much. Nobody even believed that he'll be able to travel, he'll be able to survive, and he'll be able to even establish anything. Nobody even trusted him. But I hope you all are able to recollect the chapters where we read how much struggle he had to face through just to get his visa approved, and for him to get into to get the tickets for Jaladuta. How many times he had to walk and get convince so many people to get it done. And in the ship also, we read clearly what struggles he faced. And after he went to the West, in different places, different kinds of struggles, right? It started with New York, then he went to another place. Then he traveled across the world to different centers, but everywhere he was facing different sets of struggles. Some physically, some mentally, some people offending him, abusing him. He had to tolerate all of it. Once in the Africa, he met that accident also, and he had a tough time to open some of the centers in India. So, out of all the ISKCON centers he opened, what 3 temples were very close to him?
Vrindavan,
From
Bombay, Juhu
Mayapur,
Temple,
Vrindavan or
Mayapur.
Bombay.
Yes, Vrindavan, Mayapur, and Bombay. And what was that one temple where he had the toughest time in opening, where he faced the
Bombay,
max?
Juhu Temple.
Bombay.
Bombay temple,
Bombay.
right? Juhu temple. He had so much of struggle to get that happen, and first by that person, Mr. N, and then his wife. So many struggles he faced. Finally, he made it happen, and he established ISKCON. When did he establish ISKCON?
Around 72, Bombay wala.
No. It's itself New York itself, 1969, planting seed.
Yeah, in New York, 1969 is when he created International Society of Krishna Consciousness and called it as ISKCON. He registered it, and he created the 7 principles of ISKCON also, the regulations which everybody has to follow. So I would recommend you all to quickly go through all of that. These are some things which we should all be very familiar about. And he created those 108 temples and all of it. And what did we read in the conclusion? What was the message given by Srila Prabhupada? The final words.
ISKCON movement, we have to come forward but I observed one Srila Prabhupada message is that if you send anybody to make a Krishna consciousness, then Krishna himself come and see you. That the message I really appreciate. I
Hari,
really, but other
Hari Bol.
messages, lot of.
Very nice, very nice. Thanks, Prabhuji. Thank you, Mutamanikam Prabhuji. Okay, so others, what are your key takeaways from this book? Any one takeaway? You've
If
read
you are fully dependent on Krishna, then Krishna will arrange each and everything for you.
Yeah, Haribol. Like impossible is a word in the Fool's dictionary. That was my takeaway. Personally, he said impossible is a word in the Fool's dictionary. When you have Krishna, nothing is impossible, right? From zero, he created 108 ISKCON temples. So when that is possible, what else? It's a real time witness for us. Very nice. Any other takeaway you all have? Hare Krishna. Anyone wants to share?
Don't lose courage because you should put your feet forward and then whatever the mission you keep in your mind, you should execute.
Haribol. Very nice. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Okay, anyone else wants to share any other one message or takeaway which has stayed strong in your mind? Something which you'll always remember from the book? Anything? Any line or any message?
You can teach more by your own character than by talking or by matlab like preaching or explanation. Much more than by your own character.
Haribol. So beautiful. Okay. And what was Srila Prabhupada's like? What made Srila Prabhupada really happy? What was his advice to his devotees also to do to spread Krishna consciousness movement?
That is selling more books through the devotees, and he was very happy. And then
Haribol.
whatever the conditioned soul, they got
Hmm.
Krishna consciousness through their books, his books.
Haribol. So beautiful. Right? And we saw some magic happening in some locations. Suddenly, one famous celebrity came, like one singer, the George Harrison. He came and he started to spread support Krishna consciousness movement. The other side, somebody from the royal family came and they supported. So we saw so many instances how Krishna works through different people, right? That's what he tried to tell us through these stories. When Krishna is on our side, he will send the right people at the right time to make things happen. So if we surrender, nothing else is required. Krishna will get things executed for us. So very beautiful. Any other message anyone would like to add or share? All right. So, Haribol, thank you so much for all your support. We successfully completed our first book. This is the one, Prabhupada, Messenger of the Lord. So, we've completed this book. So, today we will begin our second book, which is Beyond Birth and Death. Okay, that's also written by Srila Prabhupada. It's a very small book, very powerful one. So, we will read that, start that today. Okay, I'll just share my screen once again. Is my screen visible?
Yes, madam.
Hare Krishna. Okay. So the chapter one, there are only 5 chapters in this book. So we're starting with chapter one today. The name of this book is Beyond Birth and Death. Okay, it's written by Srila Prabhupada. And the chapter one title is We Are Not These Bodies. Okay, so it's an interesting chapter. So we'll start with this today. I just read this shloka and then you can all raise your hands, whoever is interested to read. One para everybody could read and then we will give turns to others. So, okay, so we'll do that way. Okay, you can all raise your hands, whoever is interested. So the first, so it starts by saying we are not these bodies. Dehi nityam avadyoyam dehe sarvasya bharata tasmat sarvani bhutani natvam sochitam arhasi. Okay, so this is how it starts. So yeah, Pushpa Mataji, I see your hand raised. You can start, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat
O
Pranam.
descendant of Bharata, he who dwells in the body is eternal and can never be slain. Therefore, you need not grieve for any creature. Mataji, next para, should I continue?
Yes, yes, Mataji.
The very first step in self realization is realizing one's identity as separate from the body. I am not this body, but am spirit, soul. It is essential to realize for anyone who wants to transcend death and enter into the spiritual world beyond. It is not simply a matter of saying I am not this body, but of actually realizing it. This is not as simple as it may seem at first. Although we are not this body but are pure consciousness, somehow or other we have become encased within the bodily dress. If we actually want the happiness and independence that transcend death, we have to establish ourselves and remain in our constitutional position as pure consciousness. Hare Krishna Mata.
Hare Krishna. Krishna Dandavat Pranams. Okay, so Muthumanikam Prabhuji, would you like to read next? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. This paragraph, Prabhuji.
The very first step, living in the bodily conception, our idea of happiness is like that of a man in delirium. Some philosophers claim that the delirious condition of bodily identification should be cured by abstaining from all actions, because these material activities have been a source of distress for us. They claim that we should actually stop these activities. Their culmination of perfection is in a kind of Buddhistic nirvana, in which no activities are performed. Buddha maintained that due to a combination of material elements, this body has come into existence, and that somehow or other, if these material elements are separated or dismantled, the cause of suffering is removed. If the tax collections give us too much difficulty because we happen to possess a large house, one simple solution is to destroy the house. However, the Bhagavad Gita indicates that this material body is not all in all. Beyond this combination of material elements, there is spirit, and the symptoms of that spirit is consciousness. Consciousness cannot be denied.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranams, Prabhuji. So we'll just read one paragraph per person, and then if everyone finishes, we'll get the next one. Because it's a small chapter. Okay. So, Ekamba Prabhuji, would you like to read next? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, this paragraph.
Consciousness cannot be denied. A body without consciousness is a dead body. As soon as consciousness is removed from the body, the mouth will not speak, the eye will not see, nor the ears hear. A child can understand that. It is a fact that consciousness is absolutely necessary for an animation of the body. What is this consciousness? Just as heat or smoke are symptoms of fire, so consciousness is a symptom of the soul. The energy of the soul or self is produced in the shape of consciousness. Indeed, consciousness proves that the soul is present. This is not only the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita, but the conclusion of all Vedic literature. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Then we'll pronounce. Valli Mataji, would you like to read next? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. The imperialist followers of Sankaracharya as well as the Vaishnavas, the following in the split succession from the Lord Krishna acknowledge the factual existence of the soul, but the Buddhist philosophers do not. The Buddhist contend that at a certain stage of the combination of matter produces consciousness, but this argument is refuted by the fact that although we may have all the constituents of matter at our disposal, we cannot produce consciousness from them. All the material elements may be present in a dead man, but we cannot revive that man to consciousness. The body is like not like a machine. When a part of machine breaks down, it can be replaced and the machine will not work again. But when the body breaks down and the consciousness leave the body, there is no possibility of replacing the broken part and rejuvenating the consciousness. The soul is different from the body, and as long as the soul is there, the body is animate. But there is no possibility of making the body animate in the absence of the soul. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Then we'll pronounce. Padma Mataji, would you like to read next? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Hare Krishna, Mataji. Because we
Hare
cannot
Krishna.
perceive this, am I audible?
Yes, Mataji, you are.
Because we cannot perceive the soul by our gross senses, we deny it. Actually, there are so many things that are there which we cannot see. We cannot see air, radio waves, or sound, nor can we perceive minute bacteria with our blunt senses. But this does not mean that they are not there. By the aid of the microscope and other instruments, many things can be perceived which had previously been denied by the imperfect senses. Just because the soul, which is atomic in size, has not been perceived yet by senses or instruments, we should not conclude that it is not there. It can, however, be perceived by its symptoms and effects. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Would you like to read till the shloka, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji. In the Bhagavad Gita, Shri Krishna points out that all of our miseries are due to false identification with the body. Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkhadah agamapayino nityastam sitikshasva bharata. Translation also, Mataji. O son of Kunti, the non permanent appearance of heat and cold, happiness and distress, and their disappearance in due course are like the appearance and disappearance of winter and summer seasons. They arise from sense perception, O sign of Bharata, and one must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed. Gita 2.14. Thank you, Mataji. Hare
Very cool. Thank you so much, Mataji. Then we'll pronounce. So beautifully read. Okay. Sita Mataji, would you like to read next? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. You can read till this.
Yeah. In the summertime, we may feel pleasure from contact with water, but in the winter, we may shun that very water because it is too cold. In either case, the water is the same, but we perceive it as pleasant or painful due to the contact with the body. Mataji, am I audible?
Yes, Mataji, you are. Go ahead, Mataji.
Okay. Yes, Mataji. All feelings of distress and happiness are due to the body. Under certain conditions, the body and mind feel happiness and distress. Factually, we are hankering after happiness, for the soul's constitutional position is that of happiness. The soul is part and parcel of the Supreme Being, who is Satchidananda Vigraha, the embodiment of knowledge, bliss, and eternity. Indeed, the very name Krishna, which is non-sectarian, means the greatest pleasure. Krishna means greatest and Na means pleasure. Krishna is the epitome of pleasure, and being part and parcel of him, we hanker for pleasure. A drop of ocean water has all the properties of the ocean itself, and we, although minute particles of the Supreme Whole have the same energetic properties of the Supreme. Thank you.
Hari Bol Mataji, Dandavat Pranams.
Dandavat Pranams.
Leena Mataji, would you like to read next? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Leena Mataji, would you like to read? Okay, she's on mute. Bhagyalakshmi Mataji, will you be able to read, Mataji? I know you're traveling. Would you like to read? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Bhagyalakshmi Mataji. Not able to hear you, Mataji. Okay. So then we will continue. Yeah, Pushpa Mataji, you can continue, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. The atomic soul, although so small, is moving the entire body to act in so many wonderful ways. In the world, we see so many cities, highways, bridges, great buildings, monuments, and great civilization. But who has done all this? It is all done by the minute spirit spark within the body. If such wonderful things can be performed by the minute spirit spark, we cannot begin to imagine what can be accomplished by the supreme spirit whole. The natural hankering of the minute spirit spark is for the qualities of the whole knowledge, bliss, and eternity. But these hankering are being frustrated due to the material body. The information on how to attain the soul's desire is given in the Bhagavad Gita. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranams. Yeah. Muttamanikam Prabhuji, would you like to read next? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. At present, we are trying
Hare Krishna.
to attain eternity, bliss, and knowledge by means of an imperfect instrument. Actually, our progress toward these goals is being blocked by the material body. Therefore, we have to come to the realization of our existence beyond the body. Theoretical knowledge that we are not these bodies will not do. We have to keep ourselves always separate as masters of the body, not as servants. If we know how to drive a car, well, it will be give us good service. But if we do not know how, we will be in danger. The
Hare
body is marriage.
Dandavat Pranams, Prabhuji. Ekambar Prabhuji, would you like to read next? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji. The body is composed of senses, and the senses are always hungry after their objects. The eyes see a beautiful person and tell us, oh, there's a beautiful girl, a beautiful boy, let's go see. The ears are telling us, oh, there is very nice music, let us go here. Yet. The tongue is saying, oh, there is a very nice restaurant with palatable dishes, let us go. In this way, the senses are dragging us from one place to another, and because of this, we are perplexed.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams, Prabhuji. Okay. So Padma Mataji, would you like to read next? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji, Hare Krishna. Indriyanam hi charatam yanmano, not the verse? Okay. As a boat on the water is swept away by a strong wind, even one of the senses on which the mind focuses can carry away a man's intelligence. Gita 2.67. It is imperative that we learn how to control the senses. The name Goswami is given to someone who has learned how to master the senses. Go means senses and Swami means controller. So one who can control the senses is to be considered a Goswami. Krishna indicates that one who identifies with the illusory material body cannot establish himself in his proper identity as spirit soul. Bodily pleasure is flickering and intoxicating, and we cannot actually enjoy it because of its momentary nature. Actual pleasure is of the soul, not the body. We have to mold our lives in such a way that we will not be diverted by bodily pleasure. If somehow we are diverted, it is not possible for us to establish our consciousness in its true identity beyond the body. भोगैश्वर्यप्रसक्तानां तया चेतसां व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिः समाधौ न विधीयते त्रैगुण्यविषया वेदा निस्त्रैगुण्यो भवार्जुन निर्द्वन्द्वो तत्त्वस्थो निर्योगम आत्मवान्.
Hari Bol Mataji, so beautiful. Thank you so much, Mataji. Valli Mataji, would you like to read next? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. In the minds of those who are too attached to sense enjoyment and material opulence and who are bewildered by such things, the, the resolute determination for devotional service to the Supreme Lord does not take place. The Vedas deal with the subject of three modes of material nature. Rise above these modes, O Arjuna, be transcendental to all of them. Be free from all dualities and from all anxieties for gain and safety, and be established in the self. Gita 2.4445.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Sita Mataji, would you like to read next? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yes, Mataji. The word Veda means book of knowledge. There are many books of knowledge which vary according to the country, population, environment, etc. In India, the books of knowledge are referred to as the Vedas. In the West, they are called the Old Testament and New Testament. The Mohammedans accept the Quran. What is the purpose for all these books of knowledge? They are to train us to understand our position as pure soul. Their purpose is to restrict bodily activities by certain rules and regulations, and these rules and regulations are known as codes of morality. The Bible, for instance, has 10 commandments intended to regulate our lives. The body must be controlled in order for us to reach the highest perfection, and without regulative principles, it is not possible to perfect our lives. The regulative principles may differ from country to country or from scripture to scripture, but that doesn't matter, for they are made according to time and circumstances and mentality of the people. But principle of regulated control is the same. Similarly, the government sets down certain regulations to be obeyed by the citizens. There is no possibility of making advancement in government or civilization without some regulations. In the previous verse, Sri Krishna tells Arjuna that the regulative principles of Vedas are meant to control the three modes of material nature: goodness, passion, and ignorance. Traigunya Vishaya Veda. However, Krishna is advising Arjuna to establish himself in his pure constitutional position as spirit soul beyond the dualities of material nature.
Hari Bol Mataji, Danvat Pranams.
Thank you, Mataji. Danvat Pranams, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So we have a couple of more paragraphs and then we will complete the chapter. So we will do that tomorrow. Okay, so we'll stop with this here. We will continue with this tomorrow. Okay, from here. So tomorrow we'll complete our chapter 1 and we will start our chapter 2. Okay, so please revise whatever we've read so far and come for the class. Also, like we discussed, make sure you by heart the first shloka of Bhagavad Gita, chapter 1. Okay, with its meaning. Let's all do that. Just one shloka every day and come for the class. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Mama,
Dhanvat.
this class is every day. Is it all 7 days of the week?
Every day, Mataji, except Saturdays. Because
Oh.
Saturdays we have our weekly satsang, Mataji. Same time. All of us have to join there. So, except Saturdays, all other days we have the class same time, 9:15 to 10:15.
Okay, Mama.
Haribol to you. Thank you so much, Padma Mataji, Sita Mataji, Leena Mataji. I see all of you have joined for the first time. Please continue to join. So we'll continue this book and we will finish it in the next couple of days. Okay?
Hare
So
Krishna.
thank you.
Danvat
Hare
Pranams,
Krishna.
Mataji.
And we pronounce. वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय जय श्री प्रभुपाद की जय हरे कृष्णा एवरीवन थैंक यू सो मच धन्यवाद
Hare
प्रणाम
Krishna
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna,
Danvat
Hare Krishna
Pranams.
Prabhuji.
Mataji. Danvat Pranams.
हरे कृष्णा